Welcome to This is 50. Hey everybody, welcome to 2026. Welcome to This is 50. Welcome to our brand new podcast. I'm really glad that you're here. I hope that you are excited like I am to dig into all the things that we have planned. We've got a lot going on this year on this brand new show. New segments, new ideas, same old Kirk. Well, maybe not. I hope not. As we head into my 50th year, of course, my word of the year is threshold. And so while you're seeing a lot of branding around the word 50, the year 50, and the word threshold, we're going to talk about that on this podcast. We're going to talk about other people's thresholds through our interview segment that we're going to introduce later on in another episode called Walk Me Through It, where we talk to other folks who have walked through a threshold or who have made a decision to leave something behind or walk towards something new. So that's coming up on this new podcast as well. But first, let's introduce our book club, because we love a good book club, right? My goal is to bring you books that are worth reading. We did that last year with On the Bitter Pill with Let Them Theory, and then with my book Soul Audit. But I really want to start the year good. So we're going to read Atomic Habits by James Clear. James Clear is a Columbus, Ohio native, or he lives there now. He went to Denison University. He is the author of this book, Atomic Habits, where he talks about tiny changes, remarkable results. And instead of going week by week and reading segments and then recapping them, I've decided we're going to read the book all at once throughout the whole month. You'll have it done by the end of January, and then I can recap it at the beginning of February. So we'll do one book club book club segment a month. You'll read it, I'll recap it. Instead of read, recap, read. It's just a lot of work. So I hope that works out good. I'll let you know what the February book is going to be mid-January, so you have time to get it. Atomic Habits should be available at your local library for free. You can get it on Amazon. There's going to be a link at kirksheppard.com. That's an Amazon affiliate link where you can purchase the book through there, and I'll get a few pennies as a result if you want to support me in that way. But you have until the end of January to read it. It's a quick read. It's an easy read. And if you don't read it, that's okay, because when we recap it, I'll make sure to be as comprehensive as I need to be so that you understand what's going on. So it's a pretty simple concept that he has. He's got 4 laws. We're going to talk all about all of that when we get there the first week of February. So that's one of our carryover segments with a new name. We have others. We have other things that I've brought into This is 50 that we did before, and one of those is this one.
The Mixtape.
Remember how we used to do What's Poppin'? I like the music, I kept it. But now we have it called The Mixtape. And it's where I recap or review or just tell you about something that I'm watching or listening to or learning about or reading or enjoying. And in this case, it's the new Jack Reacher book, number 30 in this series, called Exit Strategy. I'm knees deep in it. So far, so good. The best one in a few years, actually. If you don't know about Jack Reacher, there's a great Amazon series called Reacher that you should watch. But Jack Reacher is a former military policeman who was an investigator, an excellent marksman, and he's like 6'8" and buff, and is never the underdog in a fight. And so he's an unlikely character in a book because normally we want to root for the underdog. But in this case, we're rooting for Reacher because he's just so cool. He's sarcastic, he's smart, he's funny. He's a nomad. He doesn't have anything in his pocket but his toothbrush and his bank card. I just find him to be a fascinating character, and of course, everyone else must too because they're on number 30 of the series. So check out Exit Strategy, and I'll bring other things that I'm reading, learning, and listening to with you throughout this podcast as we go. Okay, so we've talked about the book club. We've talked about the mixtape. I told you about Worth the Read. And the only thing I think we have left to do is our self-care podcast, our self-care segment, which used to be called Protect the Gimmick. And we've rebranded that as well. What I like about this, first of all, the song is amazing.
Check the pressure, check the tires, run into a running fire, little wax and elbow grease, slow it down to find your peace, lights your flashing engine humming, take care what keeps me rolling, under the hood.
I've never met a metaphor I didn't like. So hopefully we'll get that. Hopefully getting all the theme songs uploaded to Spotify because they're really good, and that's one of my favorites. So what we're going to do with Under the Hood is, as for a metaphor for self-care, we're going to use different car parts every month. And so in January, we've chosen the engine as our first starting part. And so here's the thing about engines, right? You get in your car, you turn the key, and it goes. That's the goal. Mine works almost all the time. And you don't pay attention to it. You don't think about it. You just get in and go. That's how I am anyway. But the question isn't really whether or not we are driven, because we're all driven. Even people who come to me and say, I don't have any motivation or I'm not feeling any drive, I would argue that the drive is there. It's just driven by something else or someone else. We have to figure out how to get it out of park. But who's driving your car? Who's doing the driving? That's what we're going to figure out today. So there's a big difference between an engine that runs on passion and one that runs on fear. There's a difference between one that's fueled by curiosity and fueled by obligation. One's pulling you towards something and the other one is trying to outrun something. And I think that it would be really healthy for you to evaluate. Are you someone who's motivated by passion or fear? Are you fueled by learning and curiosity and understanding and wanting new things, or do you just do things because you have to? I think that avoidance is the best friend of anxiety, and it leads down a very, very dark path most of the time. So your January engine check, consider this your check engine light. What's under your hood right now? Are you running toward or running from? Are you excited about something or are you anxious? Is that revving your engine? And here's the sneaky one. Is it actually your engine or did somebody else install it? That goes back to our discussion about values when we talked about that in Soul Audit on the Bitter Pill. Right now, for me, I'm running on creative momentum. The blog is now called 50. I'm very excited about writing about that. This whole threshold thing has got me really journaling and writing a lot and working on maybe a new memoir. And then we have this new book called The Magic of It All. It's a Disney guidebook with a self-care, mental health informed perspective. The Magic of It All, How to Visit Disney World Without Coming Home Divorced, Traumatized, or Exhausted. This will be available for you at the end of January. Dr. Cheryl Campbell and I have written this 230 page guidebook that is not to rival guidebooks like this one that I love. I love Walt Disney World's Unofficial Guidebook by Len Testa and Becky Gandillion, Bob Salinger. I've had a version of this book since like 1992. Buy it every year. It's really helpful. This is not that. This book instead is memoir-esque, but also guidance to help you do Disney in a way that won't exhaust you or wear you out or make you have to go to the loony bin. Because Disney can do that. I know. I was just there. So check that out. That's what's fueling me. That's what's causing me be creative is the drive to get another book published. And I got other ideas for the rest of the year. Got so many things going on. And if you go to my blog, at kirksheppard.substack.com, you'll see there's 26 things that I want to do in 2026. Some of them are easy to do. Some of them more time consuming. Some of them daily tasks. Some of them just big things. And so I would encourage you to think about your own year. And don't do resolutions. That word has a bad connotation. We usually stop by, mid-February at the latest with those things. Instead, think about what you can do each day or what the umbrella word can be for you that you figure out your year. Because your homework this month is to figure out what's actually driving you right now. And is that what you want for your engine to be in 2026? Okay? We're going to keep focusing on the engine the rest of January here in this segment and figure out what it is we need to do to keep our engine tuned up. I hope that you think this is good stuff because I'm enjoying it. I have a good time putting this all together and getting the music figured out and getting the segments and the graphics. And it's a lot of work, but I really like doing it. So I think we've done everything. We did the intro, we did the book club, we did the mixtape, we talked about walk me through it, and we did Under the Hood. Your homework is to read Atomic Habits by the end of January. And your homework is to figure out what's driving your engine. And your homework is to tell your friends to subscribe and like and forward and share and get more readers and more eyeballs and more listeners on this podcast. I would like to get 26 new subscribers to my podcast in 2026, into my Substack. There's 66 right now. So it's pretty small. Put a lot of effort into this for a little, very, very low output. I'd like to change that, and I need your help to do that. So if you would please subscribe, turn on notifications, share this on social media, tell your friends and family and everybody you love that you think could benefit from a little bit of entertainment, self-care, education to check that out. This podcast is brought to you by
Story and Soul.
both Story and Soul counseling and creative services, but also Story and Soul Travel, my new Disney, Universal, and cruise line focused self-care informed travel agency. If you are interested in booking a trip or travel this year to a place like what's behind us on the screen, you can do that through me as long as you're not a counseling client, and I'll get you hooked up and set up best we can, or I will send you somewhere who can if I can't help you. Okay? I think that's going to do it for today. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to 2026. Welcome to This Is 50. And go out there and figure out what's driving your engine.
This is 50, brought to you by Story and Soul, is a podcast created for your listening enjoyment and educational purposes only. The content provided by Kirk Sheppard and his guests should not be thought of as a replacement for therapy or clinical advice. For more information about Kirk Sheppard, go to kirksheppard.com.
If you are in need of a therapist, go to psychologytoday.com, ask your primary care provider for a referral, or call your health insurance plan.
If you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and tell your friends.